Morning, I'm Vincent the Gold Fix. The dollar is up 8. Bonds are unchanged. Stocks are down slightly. Gold's up a buck and change. Silver's down 5 cents. Oil is up 48. Natural gas is unchanged. Bitcoin and Ethereum are up. Ethereum outperforming a little bit. Grains are unchanged bid. Copper is also unchanged bid. Platinum, palladium are, well, platinum's unchanged. Palladium's down 1.25%. All right. Let's see here. This is actually my third recording because I have a cold. So sneezing on camera is not really, I think, very attractive. All right, where are we? Current prices, I just did those. Yesterday's activity, precious metals were down on strong economic data, and they had a small bounce. Oil, I have no feel for. U.S. equities started weak, finished strong. Surprisingly, given that bonds started weak, finished weak, and the dollar was strong. Crypto was indifferent to yesterday's activity. Monday, we had strong PMI, and that's what drove things lower. Knocked down stocks, knocked down gold. You could say that it knocked down bonds. But ultimately, it didn't have much of an effect on stocks. Today, we have speakers all day. If you want to look at today in context, Powell spoke on Sunday, 60 Minutes, right? Monday, we had data. Tuesday, we have speakers. This whole week, after a heavy data week last week, is going to be populated with balancing any damage that's been done, and no damage has been done yet. So it's speakers and data, not data and speakers and data. Friday will probably be the most interesting day because of the revision, and I'm sure Zero Hedge would have something interesting to say to that because they have been all over the seasonality as well as the revisions. Headlines. The headlines here, 1, 2, 3, 4. The top 4 headlines there, I would call that welcome to America. Meaning China's having a problem right now, and China's Xi is addressing those problems very publicly. The first one, securities regulators said it's okay for firms to buy back their own stock. Xi is going to discuss China's stock market with regulators. Now that may seem like a bullshit headline. In the West it is, but in China it's not. Very authoritarian government, and so Xi, when he says he wants to do something, he says get it done. This is not a photo op. If he's coming to visit you and talk to you, you've got to get it done. You're getting visited by the boss, and you've got to get it done. More stock share buying. Here's one. Biden doesn't send anyone, but 5 senior Treasury officials go to Beijing to discuss the economic stuff. That's important. When it's 5 senior Treasury officials, that means people who get it done. So maybe Xi is asking for a little help, a little advice. Maybe he's not, and they're forcing it on him. But I think this is a sign of negotiations, in my opinion. Bank of Japan is working on again, getting off of NERP and possibly ending yield curve control. Geopolitics. These geopolitics headlines, my guess is you're going to start seeing, if Biden gets his way, he's going to start seeing less sensational headlines. Think Obama, right? You're going to see people got bombed, people got droned. It's another day in the Middle East. It's going to be portrayed that way. Game plan. Michael Oliver's MSA levels in silver, I think, are important, and gold, although I don't have them as on my radar, I'm paying attention to them. China's buying over the last week. I think they might be done buying for the new year. Now, I said that they don't chase, and I still mean they don't chase. Chasing is not raising your bid. I believe that they may have raised their bid a little bit, and as a result of that, whoever sold to them was buying in U.S. hours. China wasn't buying on the U.S. exchange. However, I think the fallout from this is you will see more gold leave the U.S. and go to China. It may not leave the U.S. directly and go to China. It may go from the U.S. to the LBMA and then from the LBMA to China. But I think more gold is going to leave the U.S. We'll see about that. Will there be more buying Possibly. I don't think so. I'm not sure. But we'll see. Uh, Silver, more shorts will pile in. I want to just touch on this briefly. Put the three things that I'm saying together, and you have a game plan for silver. Number one, uh, Bob Coleman, right? And myself, but Bob Coleman has made a point of sharing it. That Bob Coleman has noted that he's asking the question. The question you should be asking is silver at a capitulation point? And the answer is it could be, but he's saying keep your eyes open. Silver could be at a capitulation point. It is certainly not overbought anymore. It is certainly oversold, but it's not necessarily going to rally until you have a capitulation point. Now, that's the first thing. The second thing is I'm telling you frequently, two things have to happen for the capitulation, whether you see it on a chart or some other way, and that is you need more CTA shorts, and they're not short enough yet, in my opinion, historically. The second thing is you need an event, and that event, especially in silver, and I'm looking at gold at all here, is either going to be economic, China does something, or the US decides to ease, or geopolitical. You can say the same things about gold, but it's really important in silver, right? Geopolitical, there's a geopolitical problem. Everyone buys gold and silver starts to get dragged up. Well, those two things in combination with a big short open interest on the CTAs start the snowball rolling uphill in a bigger way. So you'll see CTAs start to cover, and that's what you're looking for. So Bob talks about capitulation. Keep an eye open for it. He's right. I'm talking about the criteria that I need to feel that we have enough rocket fuel, enough dry gunpowder to make this market catch a bid. And the third thing is you need an event. You always need a catalyst. And once those three things are lined up, you'll be ready. Bonds, shitty for a reason. Buy gold, sell bonds. I am long gold and short bonds. Now, I'm long gold and short bonds in a notional trade, meaning I'm flat money as opposed to flat contracts, and that's making money. It's, I didn't put it on for this type of a move, but it's pretty scary. And the reason I want you to understand that long gold and short bonds is a pure inflation debasement play. If there's inflation, either gold goes up or bonds go down. If both happen, that's great. If there's a crisis, right, bonds go up and gold goes up. So it's relatively crisis neutral. Boom, right? Geopolitical crisis. If there's a good economy, bonds go up and gold go up. So it's slightly negative. The only thing that really hurts it badly is a true deflationary event. And that would be, crash in China. Gold goes down, bonds go up. Japan deflation becomes a global problem, a depressionary problem. Well, bonds go up and gold goes down. But anyway, every other scenario I like this trade for, but it's various ratios. Anyway, I'm putting it on and taking it off constantly now. It's the trade that I'm using to reflect my opinion. All right, UBS. I have several things for you all on UBS. I do, and here, by the way, I'll just tell you this. I've got several things for you on UBS. I've got Michael Oliver's 2 levels in each metal that I think you should see. And Goldman Sachs did a report. Sorry about the scrolling. Goldman Sachs did a report after Powell's conversation, Powell's interview, and they're basically kicking their belief that he's going to ease rates out to May. Now, they'll probably be kicking it out further. About Powell, I just want to say this. Everyone's talking about Powell will ease, Powell won't ease. I believe Powell wants to get out of the way of the election. And so when he came out dovish in error, okay, a month ago, and markets started to rocket, I believe he was counterbalancing all his hawkishness in an attempt to get out of the way of the political process. And in doing that, he put himself in the political process by looking like he was going to ease. And since then, he's been walking that back. And if you look at the 60 Minutes interview, He's basically saying, I'll ease if I have to. I don't think I have to ease right now. Right? That was the real answer. That was the real speech. That was it. That was the bookend. So he was dovish as a reaction to a million rate hikes, right? And then he's like, oh, the market ran away, and they started to walk that back. Well, now, look, he may hike for all we know. You follow? I think he wants to do nothing between now and November. And he would be, fortunate to be able to do that, to make sure he's not in the political process. He may be politically compromised, no doubt. He's a human being. He has to have some bias. But he wants to ostensibly do as little as possible to upset the political process. I'm sure he has an opinion who he wants to win. Anyway, charts. Let me pull those up. I've looked at a lot, but I just want to show you gold, right? So what do we have in gold? We have this. This is the Chinese buying starting here, and I started to draw this. I don't know if it is one, okay, but I'm looking at this and I'm saying, is China buying back? That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the same algorithmic pattern. This channel means nothing to me anymore, right, for trading, but it does serve as a template for the next buying if it comes in. Oil. Anyway, I like gold above 2039. Why this number worked? Because I got lucky, right? But I think it's because you have a couple wicks there. Anyway, I'm not bullish or bearish on gold right now. Okay, I have no short-term opinion, which means I probably should be short. Silver. Look, until if you're looking at this, that's a 4-hour. Until it gets above this line, this trend line that I can draw right here, boom, all the way down, then you shouldn't be long. Sorry, that's just the way it is. You want to look at this as a channel and you want to be long above this line, that's fine. But you have to have an opinion. You have an opinion that generates the trade. The lines don't generate the opinion. Oil. Where is oil? There it is. I'm starting to obsess about oil, and I'll tell you why. That's why. When these two, I already had an alert go off today in oil. I had one above, right? If this hour right now, if this hour closes on the highs, these Bollinger Bands will widen, and I will get a signal to be long, and it will also coincide with this little top here. Anyway, I'm bullish oil today, unless it gets below this hour's low. That's it. I'm Vince. This has been the Gold Fix. Have a great day.